Hey YouTube! So it's Halloween weekend, which not only gives me an excuse to dress up, but to talk about a book I just finished, Cursed Moon by Jaye Wells. Cursed Moon is the sequel to Dirty Magic, which I loved. And you know how you watch a movie or read a book and you know it's got sequels, but you're never sure if it's going to live up to the original? Cursed Moon not only lives up to the original, it expands on everything that makes the original great. Kate Prospero is a fantastic character. And her whole deal is she's a detective in the city of Babylon, and instead of dealing with crackheads and drug dealers, she has to deal with these wizards that deal potions on the street as opposed to drugs or what have you. A Cursed Moon takes place around Halloween time, which is when magic gets all out of whack because there's this thing called the Blue Moon. So not only is she dealing with the typical stuff that she has to deal with, magic is not only stronger and more potent and more addictive, it's more dangerous. And throughout this story, she she and her team finds out there's this drug on the streets that I'm sorry, this potion on the streets that makes people crazy for sex. Yeah, you heard that right. Not only is this sequel bigger and better, it's sexier, which I did not expect at all. It it made me both. It made me very uncomfortable, and I guess in a good way to where I was on the edge of my seat. I wasn't expecting her to go that direction at all. Jay writes it very well. It's one of the most intense stories I've ever read, and she pushes her main characters to the very brink of where she questions her values, and she has to wrestle with a lot of her past, and there's a lot of family issues too. I think that's another thing that Cursed Moon does even better than Dirty Magic. It expands upon the family dynamic, not only with her little brother Danny, but past family members, which I won't give away because it's a important part of the plot in Cursed Moon. And of course, you kind of get to know more of some of the minor characters, like her partners, Morels, and a couple of the other detectives in her unit. So you get to know all these really great characters, and it deals with magic in such a unique way, which is what sold me on the first book, which one made me want to get into it, and it continues on that upward spiral, and I cannot wait to read the sequel, Deadly Spells. I would highly recommend this to anybody that likes urban fantasy. There's a little bit of horror, but it's not like monsters. But the ending has a very unique and cool spin on it that I did not expect at all, and it works in a way that it's unique, but it's also very unexpected. Kate Crossroads is easily one of the best urban fantasy heroines that I've ever read. She's complicated, she's sexy, she's tough, she's she's also very soft and caring when she needs to be. Sometimes she has a difficult time reaching out to the people that she cares about, but she kind of advances throughout the book. And I think as she deals with her inner demons, she becomes a little bit more free. But these are one of those books that's it's difficult to put down. And I know it's kind of a cheesy thing to say, but literally I was reading hundreds of pages at a time. It was that difficult for me to put down, and it was fantastic for me to read it on my plane, read the rest of it on my plane ride to Texas. Jay Wells is extremely talented. I Reading her work always makes me a better writer. she's one of those authors. Uh, I'd like to call her an author's author, and she's not afraid to get down and dirty. And I'm not saying in like a sexual sense, although there's a lot more sexuality in Cursed Moon than there is dirty magic. What I mean is there's some mean and grit throughout the book that has to deal with hurt characters and them having to get really down and dirty as well. Not only when they fight, but when they have to find clues to catching the bad guy. And this bad guy he's something else. He gives Ramses Bane a run for his money, and he's sort of got a small connection to one of K. Prospero's family's past, which makes for a unique dynamic. And they introduce a couple. Jaye Wells introduces a couple new characters that are really unique and really cool, and almost like nothing I've ever read before. So make sure you follow Jaye Wells on Twitter. She does have a YouTube page. I will post those links below. Check out any of her books. I haven't gotten around to reading any of the Redheaded Stepchild books yet, but I definitely want to. Vampires typically aren't my thing, but Jay is, like I said, she's really, really good. So I would definitely recommend those even without reading them, because her style is so unique and fantastic. She really keeps you on the edge of your seat, and she really brings something new to the table. And I think Dirty Magic is the Dirty Magic series is something that we're going to see a lot of sometime in the future. I'm author A. Charles Ross. I hope everybody has a great Halloween weekend. Be safe. Dress up as something cool. Maybe tweet me your costume. I'd really love to see it. Phantom Walk the Lost, my new book, comes out on the 31st. That's 2 days, people. 2 days. This is exciting stuff. And I will post the link on Twitter once that is available. And you can get as many copies as you like. My previous book, Revolving Doors, is still available on Amazon. Follow me and tweet at me. Have a good weekend.